right after high school, there was a period in my life where for like 2 years, I wasn't doing anything that was giving me any form of direction in the way that I do have now. I was not doing good habits. I was not doing self improvement. I was only existing. And so when you feel lost, when you feel like you're not really doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're not pursuing a higher purpose, it feels very alone. It feels very bad. Like you feel like you're in a rut. You fall to doing things that you know you shouldn't be doing, and so it's just a lot of unhappiness, a lot of stress, anxiety. That's where depression comes in. And so I know a lot of people struggle with that, and I do still. My life is not solved, and I am far from where I want to put myself, but through good habits, through what I want to talk about today, I was able to feel a lot better about myself. So today I want to talk about two concepts that I believe that if you followed, at least for this week, you would see real progress. You would go from feeling lost to at least feeling and seeing a little bit of potential, a little bit of direction of where you really want to go. Not where others say you should be going, not where you may think you may want to go for, for societal expectations or maybe your parents, but where you actually want to go. And so concept number one is that your input determines your output. What is it that you really want? Do you want to feel happier? Do you want to feel love? Do you want to feel passion, success? What is it that you actually want? It doesn't really matter what it is. But if you want it, I believe that first you should look within. That if you want respect, if you want praise, if you want kindness, if you want love and connection from other people, that you should give it to them, to others, before you receive it. So if this week you decide, maybe you do want to be closer to your partner, to your family, to your friends, go ahead and instead of expecting them to give it to you, just give it to them first, just for a week. And don't even expect anything in return. Be loving just for the sake of it. And you'll see how what you give will come in return. If you want, success, if you want wealth, materialism, see what you have first. What is it? Where are you first? What do you have? Build that gratitude, build that perspective of what really matters to you and where you want to be, right? And so for this week, just focus on yourself. Focus within. What is it that you want? And act and behave as if you already had it, right? You may have a home, you may have food, you may have a family. That's already very, very successful. You're already very, very, very successful. So behave like it. Act as if you are. Belief and perspective is a very real thing, and you should not overlook it. I believe how you see how you view life is how your life is going to be. So if you think that you're lost, if you think that you have it bad, if you think that you should be upset, if you're blaming others, then that is what you will get in return, and that is the type of life that you will have. Now, on the contrary, if you have gratitude, if you practice it, if you give what it is that you want in return, then that is the life that you'll receive. Then that is the output that you're going to be putting out into the world. And your output also attracts from the external world what it is that you put out. Now, the second thing that I would say you should try this week, you can either try the first one or this one. Just do one. Don't overwhelm yourself. But the second thing that I would say you should try is to see what you really fear the most. In the book The War of Art, Stephen Pressfield says that whatever direction has the most resistance, that is where you should go. It is like a compass. What is it that you fear the most, right? And I'm not talking about phobias. I'm not talking about, heights and maybe the ocean. What I'm talking about is maybe it's quitting your job. Maybe it's trying to write a book. Maybe it's trying to go to college. Maybe it's trying to build a business. But you're afraid. And you've been putting it back months, years and years back. Right? You're always saying, maybe I'll start tomorrow. Or maybe when I get the motivation, maybe when I'm better off. See, that is fear talking. That is fear talking to you. Fear is also telling you, hey, we don't deserve this. Hey, we're not good enough for this. Why should I go out and do this? Who am I to succeed? Who am I to think I can be ambitious? And what if it does work? Fear also tells us, and resistance, but fear tells us, what if I am successful? Now that's scary, isn't it? Because you have to get out of your comfort zone, because you have new responsibilities, because you have to grow and you have to go further than you've ever gone before. So I would say, find what calls you, but also scares the hell out of you. Find that for a week. You maybe don't even have to act, but just find what that thing is, and now you know. It is like a compass. Maybe that's where you have to go. Maybe that is your calling to a higher purpose, to your true self. The best thing to do, whether you choose concept number 1 or number 2, is to be true to yourself. That is the goal. The goal is to be true to yourself, to find a purpose, a calling, a direction where you are you. We're not trying to become successful to be somebody we're not, to be better than others. We're not trying to become the best athlete, best singer, best whatever for fame and to show off and boast. We're just trying to be ourselves. That is the true way to find direction, to become in tune with yourself, to feel comfortable about yourself, but to also have this sense of purpose, this sense of meaning. It only comes when you pursue what is you, what calls to you, and where you can thrive and be passionate and be creative. If you pursue stuff that doesn't bring that out of you, you're most likely going to be miserable, and you're most likely going to feel lost, right? Because in a sense you are. In a sense, maybe that's not what you're meant to do. Maybe that's not what you want to do. Maybe you hate it. But as I said, try putting out a higher input. So, where are you now? Can you be happy now? Can you love now? Can you feel successful now? Can you feel better about yourself now? And how can you help others? So find ways to do so. Or find what you fear the most. Have you been thinking about doing martial arts for a year, but you're just so damn afraid? From my own experience, I would say it is 100% worth it. If I could do it, if I could have done it sooner, I would. but it is fear. That day where I showed up for the first time, where I had to sign up, that day where I literally was in the parking lot for about an hour, that day was the hardest day of my martial arts journey. So day one is usually the hardest day. So fear is really something that holds a lot of us back. That is something we should all overcome. And that's something I'm still trying to overcome. Creating this YouTube channel, creating possibly a community, being seen by people, this is a fear I'm trying to overcome still. I'm still trying to improve my videos, but what's even harder than that is overcoming fear. And overcoming fear, that itself, if we put it into the input perspective, that itself is me becoming braver, more courageous, growing. And that's direction. And that's a way for me to be less lost. So whatever that calling is to you, whatever you believe you should try, do it. And do it in a way where you expect a lifelong growing, learning. Maybe you try it, and you know what? You didn't like it as much as you thought you would. But you became 10% better, 10% more courageous, 10% more willing to try something else. That is literally a benefit worth more than anything else. So best of luck to you. Go out there, try it, do it. It's worth it. And you got this.